By now, since Friday night, following a game between the Philadelphia Phillies and the Miami Marlins, this little situation has become a bit of a hot topic. And of course, we hot button topic. We've all seen the memes. We've all seen the memes, and you probably know what I'm talking about. Yeah, Philly Karen. For context, this occurred during the seventh or eighth inning of a game on Friday night between the Philadelphia Phillies and the Miami Marlins. Let me see when this happened. I really hate how slow this can get at times. September the 5th. Okay, let's see. Here we go. Seventh inning of a game between the Philadelphia Phillies and the Miami Marlins. This occurred after a Harrison Bader solo shot into the seats above the bullpen in Lone Depot Park's left field. Basically, a few people were going after a baseball that was eventually recovered by a father who gave it to his 10-year-old son. Under normal conditions, and once the ball is placed in the hand of a home run ball or a foul ball is put in the hand of a kid, that's it. You don't argue over it. It's dead. The situation is said and done. But one shrew of a woman in her mid to late 60s, based on what I've seen of the clip, decided to basically throw a liar's hissy fit. Hi, Joey. And demand the ball. Not wanting to escalate the situation further, the father gave her the ball, but unbeknownst to the Karen, she ended up getting busted. And from what I understand from a rock band, this isn't even the first time she's done this. She even complained about not getting a guitar or a guitar pick, like from one of the band members or something along those lines. Anyway, as to limit damage control and to compensate the family, the Marlins gave the kid in a birthday care package, and then at the end of the game, the kid was allowed to go back towards the locker room and meet Harrison Bader and get who gave him an autographed bat. And it spread back, captured videos and tension, captured the tension stage and the widespread backlash. I mean, other people that were sitting in that category, including Philly fans, were calling her out on that bullshit. Tell me about it. Look, I don't care if you're a fan of the Phillies, the Marlins, or any ball club in particular. But when you do that to a 10-year-old, that kind of shit to a 10-year-old kid, that's a line that you don't cross. I'm 37, going on 38. I have no kids. But at least I know that situation. That's not appropriate behavior for that situation. This is a bitch in her mid to late 60s. We've had two false identifications of the individual. One, a New Jersey school teacher who based school administrating board lost her job, and another who's actually a fan of the Red Sox, not the Phillies. Talking about fucked beyond belief. True, and that even comes with a scramble, Joey. No. If I beat you, you go straight home. If I beat you, I get left alone for the rest of the day. Fine. Son of a son of a bitch. Get over his only taxophobia. His bacteriophobia. Taxophobia. That he did. The kid did make out better in the end. Not talking to you. Oh, scratch that. It was a fourth inning home run, not a seventh inning home run. My bad. Anyway, that being said, however, when you look at that situation, I mean, it's a fucking 10-year-old kid on his birthday. That's comparable to the Sheriff of Nottingham in the 73 Robin Hood movie stealing a farthing from the kid who got that as his 7th birthday present because he's a because he's an taxophobic, tax-hungry psycho. So you can see how this led to an infinite amount of backlash. Let's look at this one. Move over, Gritty. Phillies have Karen Ball Snatcher. This one's kind of funny. For those who don't know, Gritty is the mascot of the Philadelphia hockey NHL team, the Flyers. Think of them as like the Philly Fanatics' grungier cousin. You think of them as the Philly Fanatics' grungier, nastier older brother. Or something along those lines. Now, apparently, Cheryl Richardson Wagner was not the name of the Phillies Karen. It was another case of false identity. From what I understand, Miss Wagner is not a fan of the Phillies. She's come on social media and stated she's a fan of the Red Sox. That said, the Phillies have taken action against this. That she should, that there, as have the Eagles, and I'm pretty sure the 76ers and the Flyers are going to do the same. Namely, they're going to put a bolo. They're going to put bolos out on this woman. For those who don't know what a bolo is, it's cop lingo for it's law enforcement lingo for be on the lookout. And admittedly, I do find this disgusting. Oh, here's a good meme. Hold on a sec. Salute MH and say nothing about the Knicks about this. This is a baseball podcast, not a basketball one. I don't know what the market articles are, but this is one hell of a meme. Also dubbed Crazy Karen. She yelled in my ear, "That's my ball," super loud. It's scary. I just wanted her to go away, said Drew Feltwell, the man harassed by the Karen, to explain the incident and why he finally gave the ball to the woman. After the game, the incident reached the ears of both the Marlins staff and Philadelphia Phillies players, who welcomed Feltwell and his son and gave him several gifts, including the aforementioned Harrison Bader autograph bat. For those who don't remember what Karens were, it's an internet meme used for stereotypes of women who are middle aged and white with children and a bob cut. Yeah, and people wonder why that kind of a. What would I have told her? I mean, keep in mind, I'm not a fan of the Phillies or the Marlins. I'm a Mets guy. But that said, if she were to do that to me, if I ever did decide to go to City Field, I tell her to fuck off, bitch. And if she tried to rape me, throw hands at me, I grab it and bite it. Sure, coming off like a rabid animal is not the answer you'd expect, but it is something. And I know my mom would want me to de-escalate it by giving her the ball, but honestly, not doing it. I just give the ball to a kid who would earn it, even if I don't know the kid by name or by blood. Kids first, Karen bitches last. That's how I handle that situation. But at this point, with what the Phillies, the Eagles, the Flyers, and the Sixers are going to do with the Bolo, that bitch ain't getting into any of their games anytime soon. The year for the Phillies, whether it's at CBP or abroad, the remainder of the year for the Eagles, whether at the link or abroad, or with the Flyers and Sixers at Xfinity Mobile Arena or abroad. She could have slapped my face. Then I just headbutt her right in the jaw. And then I just headbutt her right in the chest as hard as I skull bash her right in the chest. Hi, Chris. Whether you agree with me or not with my tactics on how to deal with a Karen, I mean, most would say just ignore them, but I have a very low tolerance for being annoyed for being annoyed, especially from narcissistic lunatics like that, the entitled lunatic bimbos like that. I know the Eagles aren't playing the Bills this year up in Buffalo. That's going to wait until 27 or 28. But still, if they were, or she did that stunt, what he said. I would just say, especially if there is someone named Devon in there, get the fucking table and we can put her through it. Seriously, she should be grateful I'm not throwing death threats at her. I mean, basically telling her to piss off, causing physical harm without non lethal physical harm. And with scenarios that would cause non lethal physical harm, fine by me to do. But that's only in case the legalist approach, i.e., boloing and banning her, or which is what all the teams in Philadelphia are going to probably do for the rest of the season, if not for life. I mean, we know the Eagles have called for a permaban, have basically outlawed her from ever showing up at the link. But what about road games? That's a big question if you're a fan of the Eagles. And for that bitch, only a brick wall can stop her. And its name is a legal ban from every team in the city of Philadelphia, including the Eagles. Including the Eagles. That's how I would deal with the situation in a nutshell. Link in the description. Come on in if you want to describe how you'd want to deal with that sort of thing. Link in the chat for anyone who wants to come in and call in and describe how they deal with this situation. Apparently, she's also she's not. This isn't the first time she's done this. According to the Hindustan Times, which I think is a newspaper, which is a newspaper in India, apparently she's a repeat offender. As in Pittsburgh, she also had a meltdown over post-traumatic claim as the band post-traumatic claimed that their guitarist Joe Prebish had approached the boy in a wheelchair with a signed set list and guitar pick when she snatched it out of the boy's hands while shouting obscenities. And this kid was a cripple in a wheelchair. Personally, if I was the lead singer of Post Traumatic, I would have just taken my guitar and bashed her over the head with it. And that's just to shut her up. If I was Joe, I would have just taken the guitar pick, taken my guitar, and then just bashed her over the head with it. I mean, would it ensure I never performed in this town of Pittsburgh again? Yes. But would it show I'm not gonna put up with that kind of? Would it show that that kind of crap she's gonna pull, especially on a crippled kid, is tolerated? No. And people wonder why the restaurant Karen's got shut down in London because during in the early phases of pandemic thing, pandemic COVID restriction loosening. Jeez, no wonder the restaurant of the same name closed down years ago. It's so disgusting and perplexing that these kind of people who have bought into woke indoctrination think they can get away with it instead of adapting to the social political climate shift and choosing to do that kind of shit. Then again, other people, including myself, have gone off on even more trivial shit. Case in point, one more day. One more day. I'm guessing around mid to late 50s, early to mid 60s, Joey. It's just disgusting. If you see anyone acting like that, call the cops at a ball game of any kind or any kind of sporting event, folks. Just walk away, get a security guard, and then have them escort the individual out. Especially when you have eyewitnesses and they try to lie their way out of it. The and video witnesses posting in the content in the altercation on the internet to their social media accounts. Know what you need to do. Of course, there's only one real way to deal with a bully, and that's standing up to them. Damn right she's a bully, Joey. And you gotta wonder, what's on the Phillies' mind tonight going up against the Mets? Now, do I think they're all that distracted from this altercation? No, I do not. Or at least I don't think they're distracted by it. Ow. Ow. Not focusing on that, Joey. It's just so stupid that this sort of thing has to happen. I mean, you can't even be safe at a ball game with your kids anymore because there's always going to be a troublemaking shrew running amok in one way or another. It's just so frustrating for me. I mean, there was even a similar incident in the NFL last night where a fan shoved both DeAndre Hopkins, where a Bills fan got shoved by DeAndre Hopkins and shoved DeAndre Hopkins, and then he got shoved back by Lamar Jackson. As a consequence, the Buffalo Bills have barred him from ever returning to Highmark Stadium or going to any future Bills games. But that's just basically a dumb, overly hype, the fan being a dumbass, egging on a player and getting his just desserts. This, on the other hand, is a woman who feels entitled to everything and gets away with it because she's a bitch. And then there's the reminder of Putzer Surtsik, the Polish millionaire who did something similar by stealing a signed cap from a kid at the U.S. Open recently. And he got his face, and happened to him? He lost his empire, his commercial empire. After the whole situation, chaos naturally ensued. Social media exposed with the furious a chance of Karen, shameless, disgusting, and multiple angles of the shot of the escalate paint were taken. David Portnoy quipped, "That dude got the ball fair and square. Put a pin in it. That moment in that kid's life, while teaching his kids a lesson about dealing with crazy people, not bullies. Dad did right thing. Whole internet is with him." Could have, however, one individual on X said that the situation could have been handled better, but the internet is coming together to destroy her life while willing to accept that their president has 34. Yeah, this is a leftist dumbass. Well, the Drillbook paving outfit now basically screwed over. Want to come in, Nick? Link's right here. Phillies Karen is just another example of why I don't go to too many games in person. Same thing with me. And most of the times I do go out to a sporting event, it's a wrestling event. And why? Because there's no souvenirs to get from in the matches. Outside of table shards, blood splatters, etc. Link's right there, Nick. Just click on it and you can come in. It is just disgusting and perplexing that someone would do that. I mean, entitlement is just a disgusting excuse to justify rotten behavior. Don't get me wrong, I've used it too a couple of times. Fine by me. Link's right there. Just click on it.
What's up, Mets? Can you hear me?
Yep.
How you doing?
Fine. So, what's your opinion on this whole situation?
It's interesting. I mean, like, I think the guy did the right thing. Like, it's not like it's a weird, like, I'm a non-confrontational person for the most part. Like, so to me, I didn't see the beginning of like where she thought she got the ball or something, but most people are just kind of like they're there to have a good time. So I think the guy did the right thing. Ultimately, the team recognized it and did the right thing. So
Actually, both the Phillies and the Marlins recognized it.
yeah, so I mean, the only person that looks bad is the Karen in the
And this
situation.
isn't the
So
first time she's done this. She's actually done it at a post traumatic concert.
there's another video of this woman.
A photo of it, but it was taken down by the lead singer of post traumatic.
Hmm. I don't know. And today, well, you're a wrestling fan just like I am. Like I don't know. In today's world, I don't even know. Like more than once, it's like is it a gimmick? Like
I
or
mean,
she's just crazy. She could just be crazy.
if
But
it was me in that dad's shoes, I would try my damnedest to ignore her. But if she continued to push it, I mean, I try to be non-confrontational, but push me over the edge.
yeah, no, I get what you're saying, but like there's no need to like there wasn't gonna be any. It was just stupidity on
All this over a baseball, I would have called
yeah.
security.
Yeah, unfortunately, like that's the problem. It's like what is there? That's a good question. How many security people are there per section, right? And each section has probably what, 200 people, 300 people.
For a team that only gets around 15,000 a game on average for a 37,000 seat venue.
But I guess my point is like let's just say it's first level, right? So you have first level of a three level stadium that's 37,000 that holds 37,000. So if you just have one level, I don't care if it's like baseball, whatever. Like let's just say it's soccer, like MLS, right? Like same thing in what's it called, Red Bulls. You still only have 1 to 2 security guards per every what, like 50 people, which is still ridiculous. It's like that whole like what's that that's like if 100 men for a gorilla, that whole situation. It's like kind of similar to that discussion in some ways. Like when you think about it, it is kind of crazy. Like because you've been, I mean, I don't know where you live, but like even just going into like the subway, like
I live
to
in
get to
North
the
Carolina, so I don't
okay.
have the subway.
All right, so like in New York City, like the subway, like when I worked in the city for the year that I worked in the city, like getting into the subway, even as a disabled guy, it was insane. It's insanity. It was like 50 people trying to cram into a 10-person elevator, and just like I don't know, there's I don't know, there's a lot of interesting personalities in people today, and a lot of times you just have to bite your tongue and just hope for the best in these situations. But like, yeah, like it's just interesting because like the security situation, like that section maybe had 200, 300 people for how many security guards? What, 2 or 3?
Perhaps.
Yeah, and you just kind of like pray for the best.
But still, I'm just saying. Now there's a bolo out on this bimbo. And now she's no way are the Phillies, the 76ers, the Flyers, or the Eagles gonna let her into any of their games anytime soon. And good riddance for that.
Mm. Well, yeah, I mean, I mean, at the end of the day, she still threatened somebody, right? It's live on TV. She still threatened somebody with physical harm. You shouldn't be allowed back.
Yeah, I mean, and then look at the situation last night during the Baltimore Raven Buffalo Bills game. That's just a fan getting too antsy. With the players. He shoves DeAndre Hopkins. He gets shoved back like Lamar Jackson, and Buffalo bans him. That's
Mm.
just a dumbass getting too physical with the teams.
Well, think
On
back to
conceptually not the same, but the basic principle of a life ban still applies.
well, what about what was it? The Pacers.
The Mouse in the Palace.
Yeah, like that just nobody wants anything like that situation to ever happen again. So, like just the visual of that whole situation.
I mean, I get it, but still, all I'm saying is,
But
if
think
people
about well, just think about this, like not to cut you off, but like think about like how bad it was. When did that happen? Like it felt
are
like
for
yeah, and like '04 that happened 20 years ago. And how bad was that 20 years ago? And like again, society evolves and changes and it's more, you know, understanding situations. It's just time did not look good on that in general in '04, and now 20 years later it looks even worse, you know?
true. But still, when you look at the situations across the board, Karens of any kind, or even the Kevins, the male equivalent, or the dads, or whatever they're called.
me me and you, Nikki, obviously, we try and have a different like term. I think based on the stage of life that you're in. There's like a different term, like a Karen, Kevin. Like I'm trying to figure out like if you're like a preteen, because a preteen, I feel like Karen doesn't really like apply. Like preteen Karen looks like a Kelly. I don't know.
Perhaps. But still, These kind of people need to be incarcerated or at least held accountable for this kind of crap.
Agreed. But I mean, to be fair, I think she is. She's banned, right?
Yeah, but still, for those who say laws are made for everyone and all are treated the same, wait until a lawyer's tricks fix the blame. I mean, she's guilty and yet she gets to go free instead of having the being locked up with the key getting thrown away.
I understand where you're coming from. I don't know if that's. I mean, here's my thing though. Like, I don't think she physically assaulted anybody. So, like, in terms of like getting arrested or anything, I don't think she really did anything to that level. But yeah, like, is she an a-hole? Absolutely. But and like, should she be banned from like that situation, baseball parks? Like, absolutely. And I think the disciplinary measures kind of show that. But I don't know. Like, as long as you don't physically assault anybody, there is some egregiousness to what she did, 100%. But like, other than banning her from the stadium, which is private real estate, I don't know what else they can really do.
Well, I know what the fan base will do when the Jets, if she's still alive, when the Jets play the Eagles again at MetLife in 2031. You guys pull a page from Buffalo's playbook and get the table and put her through it.
Who knows what fan she is? But yeah, it's an interesting thing. But it happens. Honestly, you said it earlier before I called in. Like, with wrestling, it doesn't happen as much, but it does. It does. When we were on the Jericho cruise, so my wife and I got engaged on the Jericho cruise, and it
Which
was
year?
2020, the year pandemic, right before the pandemic.
Ouch.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it was crazy. It's literally, we got engaged, and then a month later, the pandemic hit. It was the second Jericho cruise. But regardless, they were throwing away, like, so at the end of the night, Cody Rhodes and whoever came out, and they literally dismantled the whole ring. And they were throwing out the turnbuckles, like literally everything they could for the thing. People were jumping, lunging over me and like the wheelchair section to get the turnbuckle and stuff like that. Like, it doesn't matter. I don't think it really matters what type of event, whether it's sports, theater, like
Rock concerts.
Yeah, rock concert. It's the same. Like, it's all entertainment. Like, people are gonna do. Everyone has their own mindset on memorabilia and just the experience and what they're gonna do, and it's interesting.
Speaking of wrestling, you coming down for WrestleCade this Black Friday weekend?
No. I got asked actually to come down. A couple of our like co-sponsors of the show are coming down there for some signings. What's it called? Gosh, what's his pro wrestling? Not pro wrestling. Oh gosh, he's at WrestleCade. David Santonis is one of our partners, but I forget what his DNS Collectibles, Wrestling Collectibles.
Oh.
He's going to be down there. He asked me if I was going to go down there, but no. Generally speaking, no. We kind of like, because people ask me the same thing of like WrestleCon and stuff like that for like SummerSlam weekend, and no, we don't really go to too many conventions. Periodically, like we're doing 90s Wrestling Con in Parsippany, but like that's a Jersey thing. So like, maybe in time we'll see how.
Let me guess with that con. Tito is a frequent guest.
Not as frequently as you think. Honestly, he's actually not on. He hasn't been on the card the last 2 times I've been there.
Grant, I've only run the Tito once.
It's so from what I remember, the first one was a little bit better card, but this one's like Steve Blackman, Raven, Saturn, Val Venus, gosh, Mo from Men on a Mission, Jillian Hall. He always books for some reason. I don't know, but she's not 90s. Gosh, who else is on the card?
Glenn Gilberti?
No, not him. What's the there's a couple like random, like super, hold on, let me look it up. Super like random names. A lot of the flock.
Billy Kidman, Scotty Riggs.
Riggs, yes, Riggs is there. Yeah,
You heard what happened to Buff recently? He had to get one of his legs amputated.
yeah. We're hoping to have Buff on the show in the next couple weeks. We're supposed to reschedule with him, but
After his
yeah,
surgery.
yeah. Let's see, Raven Saturn, Missy Hyatt, Steve Blackman, Hugh Morris, Butterbean, which I don't know why he got, Tatanka, Adam Bomb. I'm actually looking forward to that one.
Which one was he? Brian Lee in real life?
Brian Clark.
Oh. Who later became Chains after the Adam Bomb gimmick fell apart, right?
Was he Chains? I don't think
Crush
he was
was-
Chains. He was. So Chronic was Brian Clark, Brian Adams. Wait, no, this might be Brian Adams.
Adams was Crush.
All right, then Clark. I always confuse him. I always really liked the Adam Bomb character. I don't know about you. I thought that was like a big hit waiting to happen that never took off.
Well, duh, when you start him off with Harvey Whippleman, that's usually a death wish for the gimmick. But then again, being the new generation as a whole was a death wish for a lot of characters.
I didn't think Harvey Whippleman was that bad.
I'm just saying, you never let it, outside of Bull Nakano, you never let anyone at gold.
That's a good question. I wonder who he managed. I'm trying to think. Besides Adam Bomb, I don't remember Harvey Whippleman for anything. Other than what's his name?
Brawler, the Warlord, briefly Sid Justice.
What he had that feud with
Howard Finkel.
Yeah, that was like his biggest thing.
Which was one of the dumbest feuds ever put together.
But that was like the first real like, oh, the announcers won't take crap and like they'll actually fight back deal, which is kind of nice.
I still found it stupid, but then again, I came into wrestling in the midpoint of the new generation era.
Yeah, I think you and I are relatively the same age, Mets.
38.
I'm 38. Yep.
I'm going to be 38 next Tuesday.
Oh, dude. Happy early birthday, man.
Thanks.
Yeah, same age. I'm looking at the card. So it's Adam Bomb, Barry Horowitz, Bull Buchanan. Yeah, seriously. But he's put over everybody. Bull Buchanan, Dawn Marie, who's everywhere.
Who the hell is in the 90s?
Well, I guess ECW. But
okay.
Jasmine St. Clair, who the hell is that? I have no idea who that is.
It's not Jazz, is it?
No, this is definitely not Jazz. Jason Knight from ECW. Kid Cash, ECW. Lenny Lane, Kwee-Wee. Spellbinder. Val Venus and Steve Carino. Not the greatest, but a decent card that I could probably pull.
Oh, Jasmine St. Clair is a former pornographic film actress turned pro wrestler.
How does she fit? This is fascinating now.
Debuted in '99 for ECW, although it was brief.
Now,
under the XWF name of Jazzy.
I had talked to my buddy Josh. He does all the ECW podcasts. I was like, maybe he'll. I don't know. Some of these like Jason Knight wasn't he Justin Credle's bodyguard for like the longest time?
Something like that.
Yes, it's like.
Well, I don't think we can go any further with this storyline because with the Philly Met game going on about an hour or so, I think both teams are more content with shifting their focus to this week. Anyway, that's it for tonight's on the Diamonds podcast special episode. I mean, I had a little bit of fun talking about the memes. It was nice to hear from you, Nick.
You too, man.
One of my shows. Comment, like, and subscribe to Nick's Wrestling, to the Nick Torito Teodoro Wrestling Club Happy Hour, as well as my show, others on the Aboriginal Sports Network and Hardcore Sports Networks. Till then, we must bid you adieu, so goodbye and good effing night. Thanks.